Hey everyone, how's it going? Brett Mix here. Thanks to all those who have subscribed recently. Macho Wrestling 101. First, I just want to say, take this time to here to talk about this video. It's to pay respect to the people that have entertained us. As just a small disclaimer I have to get out of the way. It's not to hear my own voice. My goal is to open a forum or a comment section where we can reminisce on those who have left us too soon. So it's just a bit of a disclaimer because in my memory of Vader video, the death of Vader, someone commented on if I just read things and have no memories or thoughts of my own. Yes, I do read things. I take notes, I find facts, and I write my own memories down before reading it out so I don't forget what I'm going to say. It's not just like I'm reading something off some site with no effort. Some of the facts I read are from sites, but I edit it to make it my own. Even what I'm saying to you right now, I've written down so I make sure I don't forget what I'm saying. So if my eyes go side to side, it's because I write my own notes and I read them. I'm sorry to everyone else for wasting my 30 seconds to say that. I just had to get that out of the way before I moved on to Umaga. Anyways, let's talk about Umaga. I've recently done videos on big men in the business who have a ton of power mixed with impressive agility and mobility. And today is going to be no different. Edward Smith Fatu, or Eddy Fatu, was a Samoan-American pro wrestler best known for his time with the WWE under the ring name Umaga, the Samoan Bulldozer. He was also known for his time with All Japan Pro Wrestling in the mid-2000s, where he was a main eventer under the ring name Jamal. He also used that name Jamal after forming a tag team with his real-life cousin Rosie called the 3-Minute Warning during the Raw brand in 2002-2003, where then GM Eric Bischoff's right-hand man. And Rosie is tag partner or Matt Anoa'i, who's the older brother of one Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i. He was cousins with both, was Umaga. In his first run as Jamal, he was first released from the company in June 2003, later going to TNA in 2004, before finally ending up in aforementioned All Japan Pro Wrestling, where he immediately aligned himself with Taka Michinoku's roughly obsess and destroy stable, the ROD. He most often teamed with fellow wrestlers Taiyo Kia and Buchanan, who people remember as Bull Buchanan. His mother Vera is the sister of Afa and Sika, the Wild Samoans. He was also cousins with Yokozuna and is an uncle to both the Usos and Solo Sikoa, while being the younger brother of the Tonga Kid and Rikishi. Perhaps the most decorated wrestling family of all time is the Anoa'is. In April 2006, Fatu, Umaga, returned to WWE under the ring name Umaga. It's interesting to note that Umaga has the same name of the final and most painful part of the Samoan tattooing process, meaning the end. That's what Umaga means. He was depicted as a destructive savage who could be controlled only by his manager, Armando Alejandro Estrada. He went on a long undefeated streak, first taking out Ric Flair. His streak went a whole 34 televised matches in length and saw him go over names such as John Cena, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H, before finally suffering his first defeat in January of 2007 by the hands of John Cena at the Royal Rumble in a classic that Dave Meltzer and myself both rate above 4 stars. The following month, he won the WWE Intercontinental title for the first time and won it a second time in July 2007. He also appeared that year in the Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania 23 in April 2007 as Mr. McMahon's representative, either March or April of that year in 2007. On May 17th at Judgment Day 2009, Umaga defeated CM Punk, who then got a rematch. He would later lose to Punk at Extreme Rules on June 7th in a Samoan strap match, ending their feud in what was Umaga's last ever appearance in WWE. On June 8, 2009, WWE announced that Fatu was released from his WWE contract. It was later revealed that it was termination due to the violation of the wellness policy, even though this was only the second failure. His refusal to enter rehabilitation led to his dismissal. So he was released by WWE in June 2009 and wrestled on the independent circuit until his death in December of that year. My favorite memory is probably for him as Edward Fatu is probably as Jamal when he went to the wedding of Billy and Chuck, where Bischoff pretended to be the minister and ripped off his makeup saying, "Did I just say 3 minutes?" And they had one of their first pieces of brand warfare with Raw jumping to the SmackDown brand, which was unheard of at the time during the early days of the brand split. That's a classic SmackDown moment, and it's a classic moment in the history of Edward Smith Fatu. And now the death of Fatu Umaga. I don't want to confuse anyone when I say Fatu because Rikishi took the name Fatu, and as we know, that's his brother. Fatu was found by his wife, so when I say Fatu, I'm referring to Umaga. Fatu was found by his wife on the couch in their Houston, Texas home, unresponsive with blood coming from his nose. A 911 call was made, and Fatu Umaga was rushed to a hospital by ambulance. Paramedics determined Fatu was suffering a heart attack, and they were able to restart his heart, although he has shown no signs of brain activity. He was kept on life support for much of that Friday and later suffered a second heart attack. He was ultimately pronounced dead at 5 p.m. Central Time. Toxicology reports later revealed that Fatu had the drugs hydrocodone, a painkiller, an opiate, carespradol, a soma, a muscle relaxant, and diazepam Valium, a benzodiazepine, which is a downer for the central nervous system. Houston medical examiners also found that Fatu had both heart and liver disease. So it was determined that the combination of Fatu's repeated drug use, along with his bad heart and his liver, led to his untimely death. His death was officially ruled a heart attack brought on by acute toxicity of multiple substances. He was just 36 years old. Not to make this about me, but I can't read this without typing in my notes a glaring significant coincidence. One day before Umaga was put into life support, so December the 3rd, 2009, I was as well. I was in a coma the same day he died. I apparently died at 23 years old for 1 minute. I stayed on life support till December the 6th. I was doing things I shouldn't have been, and I learned from it, and I live a clean life today. It wasn't easy. It took about a decade to get there. However, the date I'll never forget, and to see that he died the day after I was put on life support, it really hits home. It's unbelievable to think that we were both on life support at the same time, and we both died, only he stayed dead. I thank God every day that I'm still alive. As for Umaga, during his time with Umaga, I enjoyed his matches with Punk, Jeff Hardy, or his feud with Kane when he went over, his feud with Triple H, or his match at Mania 24 with Batista. And I was a big fan of WrestleMania 24, so that match is always in my memory as the crowd chanted, "Ooh, Umaga." Just a neat little chant while he had the trapezius hold on Batista. So today his legacy lives on, not only being a character in WWE 2K23, but on December the 5th, 2022, an episode of Raw, his nephew Solo Sikoa became a member of the Bloodline with his brothers, the Usos, and cousin Roman Reigns, the brother of his former tag team partner Rosie. He used his Samoan Spike finisher on Matt Riddle a day after the 13th anniversary of his death. Zila would also use a Samoan Spike as his finisher and trained at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling School. Zila was his son. Again, I repeat, these videos are to pay tribute to those who have entertained us throughout the years. I gather information, facts, my opinion, and I write it out and I read my own notes. So these videos are an attempt to start appreciation for the wrestlers and start a discussion in the comments section below. Hopefully we get people remembering the wrestlers I paid tribute to on here, and hopefully we can all pay tribute to them by doing that. So I definitely encourage any talking in the comments section about your favorite memories of Umaga and anyone else I do a review of here. I'm Brett Mix. Hit the like and subscribe button if you like my videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. Rest in peace, Edward Smith Fatu, otherwise known as Eddy Fatu Umaga. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, everybody.